Today let us discuss about algorithm and its characteristics. So now let us first know what is an algorithm. The word algorithm came from the name of an Persian author who is a mathematician. Here algorithm is written before developing a computer program. So in the process of developing a computer program, it is one of the steps. So an algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve a given problem. An algorithm is written as a well-defined computational steps for solving a problem. Now let us see what are the characteristics of an algorithm. Every algorithm should possess the following characteristics. They are input, output, finiteness, definiteness, effectiveness. Now let us see what are those in detail. Input. The information supplied to an algorithm is called as an input. So here an algorithm can use one or more inputs, 0 or more inputs from outside, or it can use the assigned values within the algorithm. So each algorithm must have 0 or more inputs. So taking the values into the algorithm is not compulsory, but you can have the inputs required. So any algorithm should have 0 or more inputs. Output. So we are writing an algorithm to solve a problem. After solving the problem, the result is to be displayed. So every algorithm must produce one or more outputs. So each algorithm should produce at least one output. It can have more than one output also. Finiteness. So finite means fixed number of steps. Any algorithm can have 5 steps or 10 steps or 100 steps or more than that. But it should have a fixed number of steps. It should terminate after a finite number of steps. So and finiteness specifies that an algorithm must terminate in a finite number of steps. Next is the definiteness. Each step of an algorithm must be specified clearly. That is, each step of an algorithm must be stated clearly without any ambiguity, without any confusion. Next is the effectiveness. Each step of an algorithm should be simple and easily solved by using a pencil and a paper. So we should not write entire steps into a single step. Each step should be clear and could be solved easily by using a pencil and a paper. Next, let us discuss about what is a pseudocode and what are the conventions used while writing an algorithm. Pseudocode. Pseudo means imaginary or not real. Pseudocode specifies that it is not the real code. Why? Why it is said to be not a real code? This code cannot be directly executed on the computer. But this code is written before writing the program. So an algorithm is called as a pseudocode. That is, the pseudocode uses only one procedure which is called as an algorithm. An algorithm consists of an heading and a body. The heading specifies the name of the algorithm and the parameters that are passed into an algorithm. The body can have one or more statements enclosed within braces. So the braces can have more than one statement. Next, here when we want any extra explanation about the algorithm or the formulas used with an algorithm, you can write comments. Comments begin with double slash and continue until the end of the line. When we start a line with a double slash, the entire line is treated as a comment. A compound statement can be represented as a block. Blocks are indicated with matching braces. So Each statement should be delimited by semicolon. Next, an identifier. What is an identifier? It is a variable which is used in an algorithm. An identifier should begin with a letter. Here in the algorithm, the data type of a variable is not explicitly specified. It is to be assumed whether it is an integer or a float or a character or a string. Next is the assignment. When we want to initialize a value to a variable, we use the assignment. Assignment of values to variable is done by using the assignment statement. That is, the variable is to be written to the left hand side of the equality operator, and the value or an expression that is to be assigned to a variable is written on the right hand side. So, to construct any logical operation, we use logical operators such as and, or and not, along with the relational operators less than equal to, greater than equal to and not equal to, and we also use two Boolean values. They are true and false. Here, while writing the algorithms, we use three types of the looping statements. They are while, for and repeat until. The general form of the while statement. We start the while statement with the while keyword, and you have to write the condition within the parenthesis, and we have to write the keyword do, and we have to give a list of statements within the curly braces. These statements are repeated until the condition is true and the execution process gets terminated from this while loop when the condition becomes false. This is similar to your while loop in your programming languages. The next is the for statement. The syntax of the for statement is for. This is the index variable, and it is the assignment operator value 1 to value 2. The first statement is used when you want to repeat the set of the statements for different values of a variable. Let us assume I want to print I value from 1 to 10. Then I will write for I is equal to 1 to 10. Every time the loop repeats, I will get the different values until it reaches the value 2. These are the statements which gets executed until the value 2 is reached. The general form of the repeat statement is the for statement and the while statement are called as entry control loops. Why? Because the condition is checked. If the condition is true, we will enter into the body of the loop. But the repeat until statement is an exit control loop. We will execute the body of the loop once and they will check the condition to repeat the loop or not. Here in an algorithm, you can use three types of decision statements. They are if else and case. The case statement is similar to a switch statement in your programming languages. The general form of the if statement is if. You have to write the condition, then we have to write the set of the statements which are to be executed when this condition is true. The general form of if-else statement. The drawback of simple if statement is we can specify what are the statements to be executed when the condition becomes true. But we are not able to specify when the condition becomes false. To specify the set of statements to be executed when the condition becomes false also, we use a if-else statement. That is the difference between if statement and if-else statement. If the condition becomes true, the first set of statements are executed. Otherwise, the second set of statements will be executed. Here, in this condition, either the first set of statements are executed or second set of statements executed. but not both. The general form of case statement. This case statement is similar to a switch statement in your programming language. Case, we will write the condition. What is the condition? And when this condition is matched, we will write the statements to be executed. Next, condition 2, the related set of statements. Condition n, the related set of statements. Otherwise, if any of these conditions are not satisfied, we move to the else part, and these are the statements that are to be executed. In the algorithm, when we want to read the input from the user, we use the read statement. When we want to display the output to the user, we use the write statement. Next, recursive algorithm. What is meant by recursion? A recursion is nothing but calling itself. A recursive function is a function that is defined in terms of itself. Similarly, an algorithm is said to be recursive if the same algorithm is invoked in the body. An algorithm that calls itself is direct recursive. So, when we calculate the factorial of n is nothing but n into factorial of n minus 1. So, within the same factorial function, we are again calling the factorial. So, it is called as a direct recursive. The algorithm can be written as also an indirect recursive. Here, in the indirect recursive, an algorithm A calls another algorithm which in turn calls the same algorithm A. So, it is called as an indirect recursive. Thank you for listening this video.